Hi, it's Kamon Reynolds. Sorry about the wind in the video. I wasn't planning to do one today, but Laurel said it was a good idea to do one, so here we are. I want to show you a couple things that we have going on. So in the background you can see all of these nucs. These are mating nucs right here, and I have about 30 more to make up today, and we have about another 30 already made up in another location. We'll be bringing those other 30 over here and just keep running on down the line. Now I've got a bee yard about 3/4 of a mile that away, and then I've got a bee yard that's about 2 miles the other direction. Try to have plenty of big colonies in those yards with plenty of drones in them to mate these queens. But I want to get these colonies away because we are in late June. There's a dearth. Robbing is crazy. Trying to make these mating nucs, pulling out a frame of brood, grabbing a frame of honey. It's yet to be fast because just bees are robbing like crazy, and that's why we're having to move them to locations away, especially because they'll get robbed out otherwise. So right here I have my Genesis 1588 incubator, GQF. I mean, there's so many different ways to say this. However, they're made in the USA. If you're going to get an incubator, don't go cheap. It just costs you money. This is a great little incubator. You can look right down in here and see the temperature. I've got, let's see, it's set at 92.7. Current temp is 93. It rarely goes past 0.3% of a degree higher or lower. Right now I've got it outside. When it's in the house, it maybe gets off by a decimal point, maybe or two. It's very close. I like it. I've got it plugged into my car. I'll show you the inverter here in a second. But it's a great incubator. And I have my queen cells down in here. These actually aren't ones I raised myself. I went to Missouri and got these from Corey Stevens, and I have a breeder queen right here. I've already dropped some of these cells, and we'll show you how we do that here in just a second. So these are color coded for which breeder queen they came from and have VSH genetics. So this sponge is starting to dry out a little bit on the edges. You want to keep this hydrated with water every day. Keep that humidity up. You don't have to worry too much about the humidity as long as you have a sponge in there that's wet at all times. Doesn't have to be like water all over the place though. That wouldn't be probably good. So what we can do to verify that the cells are good, looking down in any of them, just randomly pick one. Let's go for an edge one right here. That's a nice looking cell, and you can be real careful. Real careful. Yeah, there we go. Yep, and you can see the queen as she's developing. She's gone through metamorphosis. We're finishing it up, and she is day 10 as of today. So she should be out of here within 2 days, maybe 2.5 days. It might be a little bit further out, but that's a good looking cell, and you can carefully put that back. That's what I want to see right here. If the cells were a little bit older, you have to be careful as their wings are developing. If you roll them around a lot like that, it could damage the wing. So that's why I like to drop them around day 9 to day 10. Towards the last couple days, those wings start really developing. If they get rolled around, that can damage that wing, and they might be a good fully developed queen, but if that wing's messed up and they can't fly, it's no good. So let's grab a handful of these. And well, before I drop these into hives, let's show you the inverter. So give me 1 second. Alright, so this is an inverter I've been very pleased with. I can plug it into my truck or my car or whatever, and it powers this incubator great, or just about anything else that's pretty standard. It's a Best Tech, and it's got these 2 ports here, and you can also, what's that, a USB? Yeah, I think so. And it's got a little on light right here, on and off switch. Pretty basic, even I can figure out, and it's Roll Tide red, so hey, what's not to like? I don't know, that might be Louisville Cardinals red. Close enough. Anyways, let's drop some cells. Get this plugged back in. I'm going to leave some links down below in the comments and in the description where you can see all of this stuff. Again, this is made in the USA. It's a good incubator. If you're going to buy one, get a good one. So I already dropped one and that one right there, and then we decided to make this video. So you want to be really careful with these things. This one is a tad on the small side. I may shake some bees at the entrance and beef this one up just a little bit. I like it to be a little stronger than this. Got a frame of food, a frame of brood. Now what we want to do is take this and not put it up at the top. These JZBZ queen cages are made to where you can hang them, but in this heat that close to the lid, I'm just a little scared that they'll get a little too hot. So what we're going to do is drop this about right down in there and push it in just a little bit to where it holds. We're just going to scoot this on over and gently put it in a little bit more on that side so it can't go anywhere, and they will maintain that temperature really good. Now the queen cages aren't necessary all the time, especially on little colonies like this that have been made for a couple days, but I think it's worth the extra expense to have it just in case there's a rogue bee or something that decides to tear the cell down. We were thinking, well, how does that work, Kamon? Because they can still get to the cell at the bottom. For whatever reason, bees like that, they don't want to break up the cells and tear them up from the bottom. It's always the sides, and of course the top is protected right here with the plastic JZBZ cup. So we have done that one. Boy, it is dry. Somebody please send some rain. That's more like what I'd like to see right there. And we are going to drop this cell in. Yeah, that's what I like to see right here. Now I was already in the other one. Something that I like to do, so I've made this a couple days before. Excuse me. I'll show you what we got going on in here. So I've got a frame of partial food on that side, a good frame of food on this next side, a great frame of emerging brood. Right here it'll start emerging. Well, there's some already emerging down into here, so that's great. But look at this, where it's been queenless for a while, they're starting to raise their own queens. And I really don't want them to do that, because sometimes they won't accept yours over theirs. Oh, there's a little bit of pollen coming in today. Oh, man, that is awesome. There's another cell right here. You're just going to crush that. And that should be it right there. Awesome. I hope there's a lot more pollen. I'm pretty sure it's the trumpet vines. It's not enough to sustain a big colony, but we'll take anything that we can get. So we're just going to take this queen cell, same song, second verse. And even if you have to kill a brood, a little bit of brood below that queen that we just put in, that's behind her, that gets a little damaged, it's unfortunate, but it's best to make sure that queen has that perfect temperature and isn't too close to the lid. Woo, about pinched that one. So that's it right there. Alright, so we're just going to keep on going down the line, and once we get done with these, we're going to go grab about another 30 nucs, and we're going to drop them down into this field as well, and it should be good. If you got any questions about what we're doing, leave it below, and if you want to see some of the products that we used in this, we're going to leave that below as well. Thanks for watching.